And we are rolling on November 28th here at UCLA, where it's a beautiful day. The sunshine is shining. Eat your heart out.
No.
Others. Roberto is looking around, making sure all computers are closed. Are you really eating? Wow, that's obnoxious. All computers are closed. Phones are away. And all eyeballs are upon you. You say to yourself, I respect my audience. Find friendly eyes near the front of the center. Say your name, feel love. Who's timing you? Well, start your speech.
Hello everyone, my name is Roberto.
Hi, Roberto.
You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes every day. Unless you're too busy. Then you should sit for an hour. This is an old Zen Buddhist saying that expresses the importance of meditation, especially when you live such a hectic life as many of us do as college students. Today I want to persuade you all to begin meditating. I want to give you 2 reasons why you should begin meditating and 3 actions and benefits you could receive by meditating. The reason I feel this is important is because college students are the most prone for psychological distress, and this is due to many variables such as just the pressure of wanting to be academically successful and financially successful, or interpersonal or social problems. And I feel this is really important because many times we forget to take care of our mental health, and meditating can really help that. So the first reason why I think I want to persuade you to meditate is because it will help you. It helps reduce stress. A study by the Associated Press showed that 8 out of 10 college students experience stress on their everyday lives. Now this is bad because stress could lead to all these bad health issues. It leads to increased chance of heart disease, increased chance of blood pressure. It could lead to depression. So all these things are obviously none of us want, you know. And meditation is known to reduce stress. A study by UC Davis showed that when you meditate, you actually reduce your cortisol levels. There was a study where 57 students went to this. It was a meditation retreat for 2 months. Their cortisol levels were measured in the beginning and at the end, and it showed a significant reduction in their cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. This is interesting because it's so easy to reduce the stress, and I feel this is very important because, as I mentioned before, as college students we sometimes get caught up in our everyday lives that we forget to just take care of our mental health, which can be so easily taken care of just by meditating. Now, the second reason why I want to persuade you all to meditate is because it can help you do better academically. A study by BYU showed that 64% of students say that stress negatively impacts their academic success. Now, like I said, meditation reduces stress. And there's actually a study published by the Journal of Education where they took 190 high school students and separated them between an experimental group and a control group. Now, what they did was, in the experimental group, they meditated twice a day for 3 months, while the other group just continued with the regular school activities. Mm-hmm. Now, after the entire experiment was over, the control group improved their test scores by 15%, as opposed to the experimental group where they actually increased it by 41%. Now this is very interesting because a lot of times when we take tests, we feel like we get like anxiety, we get pressured, and we sometimes don't perform to our full capacity. And this can be very easily avoided if we just decide to meditate. And I feel this is very important because as college students, we all want to succeed academically. That's like our main purpose, one of our main purposes of being in college. So, like I said, is another way that we could just really improve ourselves. Now I want to tell you 3 actions you can take in order to begin meditating. One of them is actually is downloading this app called Headspace. Headspace is for beginners, and it has 10 beginner guides of how to begin to meditate. Now, so that's a pretty easy start. But let's say you don't want to download the app. You could also just go to UCLA Health which is a website that something that UCLA offers for all UCLA students. And they actually have free guidelines to how to begin to meditate. And they have over 20 guidelines and in different languages on how you can begin to meditate. And that's if you don't want to go to the website. Then you can literally just sit in silence for 10 minutes every day and just try to clear your mind. All these have shown to help reduce stress and better yourself academically. So in a way, you get and if you do this, you can benefit from feeling more calm, feeling more relaxed, and just happier in general. So in summary, I have shared with you 2 reasons why you should begin to meditate and 3 actions you can take in order to begin meditating. There should be no doubt in this room that you should begin meditating. You should meditate. You sit in meditation 20 minutes every day, unless you're too busy. Then you sit for an hour. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed with your life, just relax, sit down, and meditate, and everything will be fine. Thank you.
Thank you. What was the time?
5:16.
5:16. Very nice. This was your best speech, Roberto. Let's start. I always like to start with you. We'll go over here. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, hello. I'm Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Hi, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yes. What I liked about your speech, it was clear that you were actually taking these steps. So it gave you credibility when, versus you were telling us to do something that you don't do yourself. And it was clear that you looked into ways that could help us to do these steps as well. So you were prepared, and you also had audience analysis. I mean, obviously, we're all students, so these sources are readily available to us. So I liked that.
Thank you.
Improvement.
I think you...
Name.
Oriana.
Hi, Oriana.
Hello. So I think you did good audience analysis, and I think you did, the studies were, really credible. But I just think that you might have rushed the end a little bit.
As I said before, Roberto, this was your best speech. Take your hands behind your back. Just let them be natural by your side. I love the old Zen Buddhist saying that you started with. It sort of reminds me of a lot of the Zen Buddhist sayings, which are profound but also kind of funny. Can't sit 20 minutes? Okay, sit an hour. It's cute, funny, and you immediately got to the significance of it right in the first sentence, which was good. You said you wanted to persuade people to begin meditating, and you said you're going to give some reasons and some benefits that would follow some actions and benefits if they followed your proposal. Your significance statement was very good. You talked to people where they live. As your colleagues pointed out, you really did good audience analysis and related this to the audience. On your first reason why you want people to start meditation is because it will reduce your stress. You quoted a mental health study quoted in the Associated Press. Not a great source, and no year. Okay? Now, folks, listen up, everybody. It's too late for Roberto, but not for you. I want you to orally say where it's from and the year, so we know it's real recent evidence and it's credible. I know it's down there and it's 2017. I know. But they can't read your footnote. You have to orally qualify it. You understand? Same with the study at the University of California, Davis. You told us that the cortisol levels, the stress hormone, was reduced. We needed a little bit more information about reduced, how long did it go away, was it permanent, or how bad is the cortisol hormone that's around, and this sort of thing. You did a nice job of then saying you feel strongly about this because we need to take care of ourselves. Now, I want to take a little exception with Matthew and what you said. Now, maybe I was busy doing the camera, but I don't believe you actually overtly said that you meditate and that you've taken training. Am I right?
I didn't say that.
It was implied to me that like he
Implied,
was talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
it. So he
yeah.
didn't explicitly state it,
Right.
but still.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
Yes.
So, my point to you, sir, is it's very much like the young lady that I told you about in my class that said, everyone give blood, and then someone said, how much blood have you given? And she said, well, none. You're like,
Yeah.
If you don't meditate, if you haven't gone to mindful meditation or gone to David Lynch's transcendental meditation classes or something, then you hurt your credibility. And you'll recall, I'm assuming you've gotten to the sticky text by now, the credibility is on two levels, the level of you and the level of your evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the second reason you said, and this was an excellent audience analysis claim to do, you quoted a study done at BYU, again, no date, that said academic performance increased. Woo. That should have gotten everyone's attention because everyone wants to improve their academic performance. And if sitting quietly for 20 minutes twice a day will increase my academic performance, hey, what do I have to lose? On your concrete actions, you called an app called Headspace for beginners. A little more elaboration on that probably would have been helpful. I have looked at the guided meditation videos on the UCLA website, and they're pretty good. And most of it is the mindful meditation, which is pretty good. I noticed that this is tricky, and let me I'm going to do this very briefly for you, Roberto. This is kind of tricky, but I noticed you quoted David Lynch, who is a famous filmmaker, as you know, Blue Velvet and so forth. He is a big proponent of transcendental meditation. His foundation gives it away in minority schools across the nation, and he's found tremendous academic improvement, and it's really amazing results. Now, I don't want to split hairs with you, but I'll just say this to you. All meditation techniques are not alike, and all meditation techniques don't give you these same results, okay? And so you need to be careful about this, and, you know, come to my office hour sometime and I'll tell you about my time in the 60s when I studied meditation in India, and with 4 or 5 different Indian gurus, and I'll tell you what I learned about meditation, okay? So then when you perform these actions, you'll get the following benefits. That's where I was waiting for old Roberto to say, hey, you know? I don't beat my girlfriend anymore. I got better grades. I'm more mellow. I'm relaxed. And you didn't breathe on that. You just said you'll get better actions. And so I think that could have been improved. So I said here, where's your personal story? Your tie back was wonderful. As I said, I had been disappointed in your last two speeches, but this was very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I volunteer? I'm a C. I'd love to volunteer.
Free country. People are dying in Iraq and Syria, so you have freedom. Enjoy it.
All right.
Okay, hang on a minute. Give me a moment to find my Persuasive folder. By the way, I don't know how many of you got to watch the additional Persuasive video that I gave you the link on, but I hope some of you did and enjoyed it. Okay. What?
And that's for a different speech. I clicked it and it was like one that you showed us before.
Horton, the Horton speech? No, the one I gave you was for his father adopting Mockingbird named Horton. So we'll talk later. It's not important. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, hang on just a moment. Let me scratch out. Okay, Matthew, you're taller.
Yes.
Wow. Nice contrast to the white background. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you roll your sleeves up a little? It doesn't fit very well, and you're going to lose your hand gestures.
Yes, you won't want that.
No. That's better, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, now you're ready to communicate. Matthew stands before you, managing attention. Let's see if anyone's texting around here. Done good. Finding friendly eyes near the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Well, hello, I'm Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Okay, well, today we hear an awful lot about how the environment is in danger for various reasons that it seems like largely we contribute towards. So there's speakers go from place to place, school to school, telling us about how we need to change our lives and we need to do this. And speaking of credibility, I've often found that it really hurts their credibility when we find out that they flew their jumbo jet or private plane to these events, and that's always something that catches me. So I was thinking about how maybe I'm being a little hypocritical if I say these things, and I determined that the best way that we can help the environment is to make conscious choices about the things we do and the vehicles we drive. So today I would like to persuade you all to take public transportation to help the environment. Okay. First of all, I found that taking public transportation is very, very affordable. So my first story comes from just being on campus. A lot of us, we went home for Thanksgiving, and we know that it's quite a hassle. There's so much traffic on the roads, and there's so many different options. The school gives you a bus, you can take Uber, you can take this or that. But I found that there's a public bus that runs from the center of campus all the way to the airport just for $1, and it doesn't go on the freeway, which means you don't get stuck in that horrible traffic all the time. So when I found out about this, of course, that's what I do now. I take this bus to the airport when I go home. But I was quite satisfied when I found out that I could easily, affordably not get into a car which produces all sorts of emissions. And for instance, the Los Angeles Times told me and told everybody else that the pollution is going up, as we know, in Los Angeles from 91 days of ozone over the federal limit last year in 2016, and it was 30 more days than in 2015. Conversely, the people using public transportation in the 80s was about 500 million riders a year, and last year in 2016 it was around 450 million. So as the pollution keeps rising, the people taking transit and making more conscious choices about what they do is going down. So I felt good that I could do my small part in creating less pollution. Okay, so second of all, I found out that it's a very easy thing to do. A lot of people think when they think about buses, they think about, oh, we're going to be waiting at some street corner for such a long time, or you've got to have exact change, which is such a pain, you know, all of these quarters and dimes in your pocket, and, you know, the buses won't go to the places I need to. I'll have to walk a lot. But with the technology improving these days, first of all, they have a live bus tracker, so you know exactly where the bus is and when it's going to be at your station. One of our audience members who I was talking to, Kyler, told me it's practically like Uber for buses. So, second of all, they have a new card where you can put money into this card and tap it on the bus. So that way you don't have to worry about keeping like dimes and quarters and pennies in your pockets. So it's really easy. And lastly, there are so many different bus routes that you can get practically anywhere on a bus. I have been as far north as Lancaster, which is 70 miles away. Don't ask. I've been as far east as past Pasadena. It's this place called Sierra Madre, and that's about 30 miles east, and as far south as the port of LA. So you can get anywhere. So lastly, I would like to propose to you 3 different actions you can take to take transit, and it's really simple. First of all, get yourself a tap card. That's what the card is called, that you just tap on the bus. So you put money in it, and you can get on the bus, and you don't have to worry about a thing. Second of all, you can do a little research on the routes you go and the places you go, and perhaps a bus that could replace it. There are 2 good websites I have found. First of all, LA Metro's official website. They have live bus tracking with it and all of that. And then UCLA has their own transit website that tells about different passes you can get and the different buses that come to the campus area. Thirdly, I would like to say, just ride the bus. It's so simple, but it's something that a lot of us don't do. So the next time you're going somewhere, just take the bus. Okay? So overall, there should be no doubt that you should be convinced that you need to take the bus to save the environment. Second of all, I've told you 3 different reasons, 3 different ways you can help, from first getting the tap card, second, looking into bus routes, and 3, taking the bus. And I've given you 2 different stories as to why we should do these things from my different bus trips. And then lastly, I would like to bring up these people who go flying around in their planes and telling us how we need to save the environment. Don't be like them. Take transit to save the environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Matthew. Okay, wherever we are, please speak.
Yes.
I'm Kyler.
Hi, Kyler.
I think your speech, the stories in your speech are really good. So you got a nice audience grab and people can relate to it. So I think those are really good.
Improvement.
Hi, my name's Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Your movement was also a little bit
All right.
concentrated and walked and then kind of talked.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot better than the baby movement.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, let's start on the positive. You're a very likable speaker. Smiling and friendly. Sincere. Those are all good qualities. Don't lose those. I'd really like to see you, and probably going to be the last time I talk to you unless you're wise enough to take one of my other classes. But let's see you move your arms more, to gesture more, because you kept them really at your, when you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you'll see that you kept them at your side a great deal.
Yes.
Also, you need to learn to walk and talk. You were just zipping over there, and it was kind of
Every time, yes.
silence as you walked. Right, okay, so let's do the micro-analysis. I loved your intro. Al Gore, you know, is one of my favorite corporate, what shall we say, hypocrites who flies all over the country in private jets,
Yes.
and his farms consume millions of gallons of natural gas and water, and you know, it just goes on and on. But you know, Al's happy to tell us.
Yes.
Use one piece of toilet paper and, you know, conserve, and get on the bus for the rest of us. So, I like that, the hypocritical stance of some of the so-called leaders of the, what's now euphemistically called, used to be called global warming, but since it wasn't warming so much, they had to change it to climate change, right? Okay. On your thesis, it was clear what you wanted people to do. Next comes a significant statement. And I didn't really get a great significant statement here about the smog and the ozone, and that could have been a little more emphasized.
Okay.
And really parade the horribles. That's where you get your knee. You know, we're smog, mention China, Beijing, Minnesota, you know, we're drowning in our fossil fuels, right? Okay. On your ride the bus, yeah, it was all quaint, you know. I just have to think, you know, that it's going to take a real mind shift in Los Angeles, which was built around the car. And unless this guy up north, whatever his name is, comes up with these tubes that really gets people around efficiently and quickly, I don't see people really giving up their cars. It's hard to, you know, ask Sydney out on a date and put her on the RTD, right? And say, yeah, let's take the bus to Koreatown. Maybe you would, I don't know. Yeah. On your concrete actions, they were concrete, the tap card, so on and so forth. One thing I want to say overall about your presentation is I didn't get a lot of dates of your, and this was supposed to be learning to use arguments from authority, and you saw the way Roberto cited more evidence for his studies on transcendental meditation and said where they came from. And so he didn't give a lot of dates either, but dates and where your sources came from would have been helpful. After concrete actions, what was supposed to come next?
Yes, I forgot to say how they would feel.
The big benefits, baby. There's benefits, and that's what makes it persuasive.
Okay.
So, folks, don't leave out your benefits.
Yeah.
So, check to make sure you're following the prompt I gave you exactly as I gave it to you, right?
Yeah, I wrote it in, but I just forgot to say it.
Right. Summary, conclusion, and tieback were all fine. Your canais. Walk even more slowly. Stay organized. Use more hand motions.
Yes.
How'd that all go,
Well,
Matthew?
I kept forgetting to use hand motions. I was thinking about it during my speech, and then I just kept forgetting every time. And
Yeah.
then I guess I didn't walk I mean, I didn't walk and talk, so that wasn't good. And I was pretty organized,
Yeah.
except I forgot that last part, and I should have emphasized my significant statement more. So,
Good.
yeah.
Thank you. You got it done.
Yes, I did.
No, it's good, and you volunteered, and here we go. Thank you so much, Matthew. Okay, let's move on. I will call the next person in line, and that will be Sydney Rose Benjamin. Hi, Sydney Rose.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Good to see you. Step forward and right over there. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Sydney stands before you. Managing attention. That's obnoxious. Yeah. Try not to eat your chips. You know, they're loud. They're obnoxious. You know. At least put them out on the desk so you can silently eat them. You know. Or try to transcend your hunger needs for 5 minutes. Right, Iris? Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi, I'm Sydney.
Hi, Sydney.
You're walking home, alone, late at night. Darkness surrounds you and you just want to get home as soon as possible. Suddenly, you hear footsteps behind you, and before you know it, all of your belongings have been stolen. Your wallet, keys, phone, and all you could do about it was stand there, paralyzed with inaction. So today, I would like to persuade you to learn self-defense.
Great.
I will give you 2 reasons why you should learn self-defense and a few actions you can take and some benefits that will follow that.
Great.
According to the 2017 UCLA Annual Safety Report, there had been 173 reported cases of assault at UCLA since 2014. And so this is happening right here on our campus right now. So I feel it is important to be able to protect yourself and defend yourself in these types of situations. So the first reason I feel you should learn self-defense is because it's quick and easy. I have taken self-defense classes, and at first I was really reluctant on it, but my mom insisted I go. I was like, this is super unnecessary, but I actually really enjoyed it. It's only a couple hours at the most, and you learn something incredibly invaluable. And I know that UCLA offers a free self-defense classes every single Wednesday. Super easy. All you have to do is register online. So learning something so incredibly important in such a short amount of time really fits into the college lifestyle, and I think it's really an invaluable thing. Besides that, though, it can also save your life or your friend's life. My sister also took self-defense classes, and she told me about a story about her experience at a party in college. A guy had been following her around, sort of making advances at her, but she repeatedly refused them. And at one point in the night, she was going into the bathroom, and he followed her, and as soon as she was about to close the door, he stuck his arm in and forced himself into the bathroom. And as he was boxing her in, she did an instep maneuver and jabbed him in the throat and was able to get away and report him to the authorities. So you never think something like this would happen to you, but I think it's important because my sister didn't think it would happen to her, and this might have been a different story if she had not taken self-defense classes.
Excellent.
Third, I'd like to give you some concrete actions you can take. Like I said earlier, every single Wednesday from 5:15 to 6:45 in the John Wooden Center in Yates Gym, they offer self-defense classes. All you have to do is register online, super easy and completely free. Second, there's always YouTube. You can look up self-defense classes and self-defense videos on YouTube and practice by yourself in the mirror. Third, if you have a friend or someone you know who has taken self-defense, you can tell them, ask them to teach you a few things, give you a few tips and stuff. The most important thing is awareness, being aware of your surroundings at all times, and that's really one of the most important ways to stay safe. And after you do this, there's obviously some benefits that will follow. I know the self-defense class I took gave me a badge and a certificate of completion, but that's more of a trivial benefit. I think the true benefit is the confidence you feel after learning these skills, because I had a lot of anxiety about coming to college, and taking this kind of class made me feel confident in myself that I'll be able to act in this kind of situation, and I won't be scared, and I'll have that. If it ever happens, or happens to one of you, I think it's very important to feel that confidence and to feel you can act upon it. So, there should be no doubt in this room that you should learn self-defense. I've given you 2 reasons why you should learn self-defense: quick, easy, and it could save your life or someone else's life. And I've given you some benefits and actions you can take to do so. So next time, if you're walking alone home at night and you hear footsteps behind you, you won't be paralyzed with inaction. You will be prepared to defend yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. What was the time?
4:25.
4:25. What did you like, please?
I'm Eris.
Hi, Eric. Eris.
Okay, yeah. Your stories are really good. I think they're really relatable because no one really does think it'll happen to them, so I think it was very convincing.
Improvement.
I'm Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
I think your speech was really good. Maybe the only thing would be that you touch your fingers a lot.
What's with your fingers? Are they special? Do you have nail polish on them or something?
Yeah, but I don't touch that. I don't know.
Okay, fingers. Okay, well, that's helpful to know. And watch yourself tonight on YouTube. Touch your fingers and see if you can transcend that, to use Roberto's term. Yeah. Well, I liked your speech a lot. It was your best speech, and it was right to the point. I want to say some things that I think you could improve on still, but it was a really excellent speech. Don't get me wrong, Sydney. So the things I'm saying are just to help you grow. Okay? Yeah. So, you started off with the scenario, which we all fear. You know, you're walking along, and all of a sudden there's a and 1 or 2, predators are behind you, and it's sort of like, this is not good. And so you decide, do you speed up, do you confront them, do you turn around, do you go into a store, what do you do, And, you purposefully left this, that it was male and female, that someone stole your wallet, keys, and belongings. So I think that was good that you weren't just saying the girl, no, I shouldn't say girls, that's not politically correct anymore, the women in the class should get self-defense training, but everyone should, right? So I would have made that a little clearer, because I think there was a tendency really, oh yeah, the women need it, but guys can take care of themselves. Bullshit. There's a lot of assaults out there going on now. It's a crazy world. On your thesis, perfect. Your significance statement. Oh, how beautiful. How perfect. Why do I rave about Sydney's significance statement, folks? She used UCLA statistics, where you live. She said, the chancellor hated this when he had to start reporting all the crime that was on campus and all the assaults and rapes. They fought it for years, the Cleary Act, of having to report all this stuff. But everyone that has been here, I've been here 40 years, you know it, you hear about it, you know it, but the chancellor has this big, this is the safest place ever, but it's not. And there's a lot of crap going on, and you didn't say it, but there's also an awful lot not reported. You know, and I would have put that in, but you really made it significant. You got everyone to sit up and think, wow, UCLA, wow. He's quoting UCLA. Very good. So, the first reason you argued was it's easy and simple. And you talked about it being there every Wednesday, and it's doable, and even for your busy college lifestyle. My criticism of you, Sydney, was just to give your audience a flavor of what you got in the self-defense class. Did you get, for example, did you learn about the gift of fear and learning to trust your intuition when something doesn't look right, it probably isn't right, and you take evasive action, so forth. So, yeah. But if you could have specified a little bit more, that would have been better and helpful, because we don't really know what you get in self-defense. Is it kick some guy in the groin? We don't know. What do you do? How do you do it? Yeah. Your second story about your sister was good, very compelling. Now, my problem is that the guy stalking and then getting busted and going to the police and getting him arrested, great story. But, we also want to be able to go, remember, other professors will tell you this, we always want to go from the aggregate to the personal story, so that you can say, people that have taken defense classes are 57% less likely to be mugged, according to a study done at Georgetown University. And let me give you a personal example of this. My sister Betty was at a party, and blah, 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 blah. My twin sister Betty, or whatever her name is. What is her name?
Melody.
Melody?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. On the concrete action, I want to compliment you on the concrete action. You told them where to go, the Yates Gym, what time it starts. That's my definition of a concrete action. It wasn't to say, go down there and look for it near the Bruin Bear. So it was good. It was very specific. YouTube, excellent. And I think the other thing is be aware of your surroundings, and that's just be cautious. And if something doesn't look right, it probably isn't right. And I've driven into gas stations where I've seen, because I travel a lot for UCLA, and when something doesn't look right, I just go to another gas station. I just go. I trust my intuition. I'm not taking any chances. Your summary, conclusion, and tie-back were all excellent. Nice. Stay within the time limit. Speak with confidence. Don't play with my hands and fingers.
Yeah, I definitely still do that. I stayed within the time limit.
Yeah.
And I thought I spoke more confident.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good job. Sydney, thank you. All right. That will bring us to Brianna. Brianna Diaz. Hi, Brianna. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Good to see you. Okay, rock and roll.
Hi, my name is Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
It's week 9.
It is.
Didn't it feel like just yesterday we were awkwardly standing in front of the classroom saying, hi, my name is... So we're often so occupied by finals, midterms, all these things that time just kind of passes us by. However, how much of us are actually taking care of ourselves and our body and making sure that we're being healthy? So today I want to persuade you guys to live a healthier lifestyle by drinking more water. I will give you 2 reasons as to why you guys should drink more water, and 3 actions that will, or 3 concrete actions that will benefit you in doing so. So, the first reason that you should drink more water is because water helps maintain your bodily fluids. So it is essential in homeostasis. And so, according to how much water the article, how much water should you drink daily, water helps in, for example, preventing kidney stones, and it also helps with cancer. They've done some cancer studies, increasing drinking water help with that. And this is just to name like a few of the examples as to what water helps regulate. And so our body is composed of about 60% of water. And according to the article 100 Amazing Facts That You Should Know About Water, a person can live 30 days without food, but can't live a whole week without water. So we see how important that is in our health of consuming enough water. And so the second reason as to why we should consume or make sure we drink enough water is because it energizes our muscles. So I don't know if whoever works out often or goes to the gym, we need enough energy because oftentimes we're exerting so much force and weightlifting or cardio that our muscles are being used very aggressively. So we need to make sure that we're being hydrated enough throughout the day in order for us to be able to perform at our highest. So in a study done, according to the article, how much water should you drink daily, mild hydration can lead to hindering like our brain functions. So let's say we go and work out, or even us walking all around campus, it's like a really big walk and we're sweating and we're losing water content often. So being mildly hydrated can impact even our academic performance because we're here going to school and stuff, and so not being hydrated enough also impairs how we could focus and our ability to learn different concepts. So I want to propose 3 different concrete actions you could take in order to drink more water. So the first is probably investing in like an inexpensive water bottle. On Amazon, there's $5, $6 water bottles. I know I bought like a hydro flask. I invested in one of those, so it stores 24 ounces of water, and it's really good with keeping my water cold. A second action that you could do is also kind of track how much water you drink, so how many times you refill your water. I know I have like a app, my FitnessPal, and you could log in how many cups of water you've had, so that's also a good way. And third, you could also try to drink water with every meal that you eat or every snack that you eat, so it'll just kind of make sure that you're constantly drinking water throughout the day. So in summary, I have told you 2 reasons as to why I think that you should drink more water to live a healthier lifestyle, and 3 actions that you could take in order to do so. So it's week 9. We're inundated with all these stress, all these finals, but however, it's really important that we also are taking in mind that we're taking care of ourselves, because how could we kill our finals without making sure that we're healthy and ready to kill them? So, thank you.
Thank you very much. What was the time of Brianna's speech? 4:50. What did you like, class?
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
I think that definitely, like, when you were speaking, you were good about getting your point across in the beginning. Your thesis was clear, so you could tell what you were talking about. And 2, I thought that your intro applied to UCLA students and finals, so it was relevant. So I thought that was helpful too. So.
Improvement.
Oh, I'm Tim. I agree.
Hi, Tim.
I agree. I think you did a good job. I think you did a good job of proving your credibility. I could look right over there and see your hydroflask.
Oh, is that it? That purple
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you were just a little quiet besides that.
Brianna, let's talk about your speech. Let's talk about the good and what you could do differently to improve it. I like the speech. You chose a simple topic, one that wasn't particularly, challenging. It's, people are not going to fight you to drink more water, right? I mean, it's just, okay, I'll drink more water. It's not like you want us to drink more 7-Up or something else, or mineral water or something else. So let's go through this, and I want to say I'll get to it down there. I agree, your intro was good, well adapted to your audience, and you tied back to it in the end, so you understood that well. Your thesis preview, perfect.
What? I forgot my significant statement.
Yes, the significant statement we didn't get there, so you need to remember to sell it to the audience, okay? So then on your first reason, you talked about the balance of bodily fluids, and you quoted, you had just 2 sources that you researched, and they didn't appear to be really from the deep, deep internet, so I was concerned a little bit about that. I think there's some better research out there you could have done. In any case, you did cite the problems, but remember, and I've said this to others, and learn from others, don't just zone out when I'm talking to Kyler and say, okay, this is Kyler's problem and not me, because it's too late for Kyler, but not for you, see? You didn't cite the dates of your studies, and that gives it credibility. See, you say, because your evidence was 2017, see? And so you cite a good study and say it's 2017, and then you're in good shape. Helping energize the muscles, again, from you oversighted this 100 amazing facts about water. You cited it a great deal, and you still didn't give the date of it. You gave us good concrete action. You told us where to get the water bottle and how to refill it and to drink it with snacks and meals. Now, let me just ask you, because I'm sure you know this, after concrete actions, what came next in the prompt?
How I feel every time
I'm looking for the B word.
benefit.
Yeah. And so I didn't get a lot of benefits from you, and so everyone, make sure you have benefits, and if you don't have them in your outline now, C's, write them in now so you have them. Yeah. So your summary was excellent. Your conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room, I didn't hear it, to restate your central point: drink water. Tieback was excellent. Let's talk about your kanais. Speak loudly and clearly. Use hand gestures effectively. Make eye contact with all parts of the room equally. How did it go?
Well, I feel like I started decrease, like my how loud I was speaking was decreasing when I started forgetting things.
Yeah.
And then my hand, as I was forgetting things to, I was starting to get nervous, and then I started feeling my hands kind of just wander off a little bit.
Okay.
And then what was the third one again?
Eye contact, hand gestures,
Okay.
speak loudly and
Eye contact,
clearly.
I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
look down really. I was just more
Looking at
focused on-
everybody and scanning around, really good. Well, you got the job done. Just remember when you get a prompt, be it my class or anyone else, it drives professors crazy when you don't include all the parts of the prompt because they're in there for a reason to have a really complete and thorough persuasive speech. It's based on research, the Monroe motivated sequence. If you remember from the reading in your text, you know, all those things help you be more persuasive because you say, hey, there are benefits for all of you to drinking water. Oh, benefits. Ooh, I like that. See? Okay, nice job. Thank you, Brianna. That's me. Yeah. Okay, next will be Tyler.
I have a question. For our sources, how you told us to say your dates. How up to what date is recent enough, and what's
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
So 2014 is okay, but 13.
14, yeah, 13's a little old, but if it's a classic study, you can get away with 13. But I don't want to hear anything 2002, 2005, stuff like that. Especially from books. Good question, Journals, yeah. Okay.
So 2013 is no.
2013 is okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's rock and roll. We may have to put your critique on a second battery, but it looks like we can get through this, so let's try, Kyler. Stands before you managing to get your computer open. Oh my God. Ninth week, you have your computer open?
May I?
Wow.
Can I close the door? May I?
Hey, you're the king of the environment. If you want that door closed, you go close it. When you're the speaker, you're the king of the environment. Right, Matthew?
Yes.
Mark, Luke, and John? Yeah. Okay.
There's just some people in the class next door looking in. I don't want to
Oh, really? Oh, I see. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Well, I guess it's going to be a really good speech then. Good.
You gotta keep it under wraps. When it comes out on YouTube, they can check it out.
Yeah, Kyler, rock and roll, please. Oh, do we have a timer?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Rock and roll,
Hi
sir.
everyone, I'm Kyler. Can I get a show of hands who woke up this morning thinking I'm tired? Who's tired? Yeah, so majority of the class is tired, and even if you didn't raise your hand, you probably thought, you know what, I'm kind of tired, or you physically couldn't raise your hand because you were so tired. And as college students, not getting enough sleep, that's a big problem that we all face. That's something we all wish we could do. But I'm here to tell you there's a way to fix that, and there's a way to get enough sleep. So today I'm going to persuade you to get at least 7 hours of sleep
I
per night.
apologize, Kyler. I should have turned that damn thing off. Avalon? Wow, someone's calling you from Catalina. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so sorry, sir.
So today I'm going to persuade you to get at least 7 hours of sleep per night. I'm going to present 2 reasons why I believe this, and some actions and benefits that you will receive if you follow my proposal. So, as I was saying, as college students, we need enough sleep. Everyone, regardless of who you are, you need sleep to function. And when we don't get enough sleep, if that's because we have work to do or anything like that, we just can't perform at the same level. We can't function the same way, and there's a lot of benefits to getting sleep besides just feeling focused. So the first reason why I feel like you should get 7 hours of sleep a night is because getting enough sleep actually reduces our stress level and improves our immunity. In 2017, Amanda Chue from American University, she did a study on how sleep deprivation affects stress recovery for adolescents. And she found that sleep quantity has a direct impact on how we deal with our stress and how we manage our stress. So this is really important because it just shows, just by getting enough sleep, just by spending an extra hour getting enough sleep, we can handle our stress for the day before, the day after, and we can recover from our stress.
Good.
Secondarily, a study in 2010, although it's a little not too recent, but Thomas Bollinger, a gerontologist, which is someone who studies the effects of aging on the body, he said that in a study of how sleep deprivation affects our circadian rhythms and our immunity, he said that sleep deprivation and restriction directly impact our immune responses by impacting our circadian rhythm at the level of immune cells. So what this basically says is that when we don't get enough sleep, our immune cells, as we sleep, can't recover as well, and we can end up sick the next day and the next day after that. So this also shows that just by getting enough sleep, you can improve your immunity, you won't get sick as often.
Excellent.
The second reason why I feel like you should get 7 hours of sleep, at least 7 hours of sleep a night, is because getting sleep improves our energy, our performance, and our focus. And regardless of how much caffeine we drink, how much sleep we say we're getting, we just simply cannot function properly without getting enough sleep. In 2014, a study by Andrea Spieth of the University of Pennsylvania, she did a study on healthy males and how sleep deprivation affects their energy balance. And she found that the results of her study show that obtaining sufficient sleep has a direct impact on maintaining energy balance and healthy weight in adult males. And this shows again that just by getting enough sleep, you improve your focus, your energy, and the side benefit is improving your weight. Now, personally, I've kind of unintentionally done studies on how sleep affects my performance. In high school, I was studying for an AP US history test. I didn't really understand anything, so I remember staying up till 3 a.m. I got to bed. I had to wake up at 7 a.m. the next morning. I had 3 hours of sleep. I ended up getting a C on the test. And then in my senior year of high school, I was studying for a calculus test. And I remember I didn't study the entire night. I remember thinking, you know what, maybe I'll end my studying here. I'll get 7 hours of sleep. And I ended up getting an A on the test. So this shows, even though I didn't study as much, even though I didn't cram, just by getting a few more hours of sleep, I was able to perform better on the test.
Good.
So now I'd like to share with you some concrete and specific actions you can take to achieve my proposal. So first, instead of playing around on our phones during breaks, instead of talking to our friends, getting food, do work in between the breaks. Even if it's 20 minutes, do a little work. That's what I always do, get my work done. So I don't have to do work at night, so I don't have to stay up at night. I can go to sleep, I can get my 7 hours of sleep. Secondly, I know this is a bummer for me as well, don't go to as many parties on the weekends. As much as we like doing it, we want to get enough sleep. We don't have to dig into our sleep bank. We want to make sure that we have enough sleep for the weekend, so limit the amount of parties. And then third, sorry.
Wake up every day at the same time.
Make sure you plan a sleep schedule. Know when you want to wake up every day so you can set an alarm, get 7 hours of sleep. And the benefits are endless that you'll see from these, but just to name a few, less stress, you won't get as sick as often, you have better performance at school. So those are some of the really important ones. So in summary, I've shown you 2 reasons why I believe you should get 7 hours of sleep.
So you need to stop.